A proportion such as x over 5 equaling 6 over 3. We can solve this proportion or this equation by doing what's called cross multiplying. So if I was to cross multiply, I would multiply 3 times x, and we could write it right now like this, 3 times x, equaling then 5 times 6. So we'll work that out. 3 times x is 3x. 5 times 6 is 30. So once you cross multiplied and got 3x equals 30, we then just have now a one-step equation. So just as before, to solve for x, our variable, the unknown, we are going to divide each side of our equation here by 3. We then get 1x, or simply x, equals 30 divided by 3, 10. Now sometimes our proportion may have a little bit more to it. For example, negative 2 over 3 equaling 6 over the quantity y minus 1. Notice how I have a binomial, something with two terms, in the denominator. And we could have a variable in any of these positions. Notice our x in our first example was in the numerator. Here we have our variable y in the denominator. We're going to solve though by cross multiplying. So here I'm going to multiply my negative 2 times that quantity y minus 1 and set it equal to the multiplication of 3 times 6, or simply 18. Now on my left side here, I have that negative 2 coefficient. So I have to use distribution and distribute that negative 2 to each of the terms inside of my parentheses, giving me negative 2y, negative 2 times negative 1 plus 2 equals 18. And now I have a two-step equation. So to solve for y, my unknown, I'm going to use the inverse of addition, which is subtraction, and subtract 2 from each side. Now I have negative 2y equals 16. 18 minus 2, 16. And then to solve for y, my unknown, I'm going to divide each side by negative 2. So my y variable, what I'm solving for, is negative 8. We can always go ahead and substitute in to see if I did this correctly. So for example, if I wanted to substitute in a 10, I would say 10 divided by 5. Well, 10 over 5 is 2, which does equal the same as 6 over 3, 2. We could have solved this first proportion by simplifying first and then using a one-step equation. But we also could use our cross multiplication to solve as well. If I wanted to look here, if I plugged in negative 8 for y, negative 8 minus 1 is negative 9. Well, if I reduced 6 over negative 9, I would get the reduced fraction form negative 2/3, which means I did it correctly.